Alrighty guys, welcome to today's stream. Sorry it's a little late, I had to run some errands. I didn't get back until about 3:50 something. Let's do it on my session. So we are going to try to finish killing, who was we were fighting last time? Barryoff or something like that? Big, almost dragon dog looking thing down in the corrupted area. We're going to try to finish killing him today. We'll go from there. More or less, I want to try to get us to at least like level 16 or whatever, so we can fight the boss that I think leaves today or tomorrow or something like that. That's exclusive for the New Year's thing, so we can get some of the, at least some of his body parts or whatever to at least attempt to make some armor, or to at least have in our inventory to show that, hey, we at least participated in the event when it was available. Now, I'm tempted to take my bug blade off, so I don't, or at least change it. I don't think it does enough damage. Maybe put, or change it to decoys and far away. I think that's what I'm going to do. We also fix some parts from here so we can get the game. Go. I think I'm gonna reset my bug blades back. The Pokey, the most retarded name I've ever fucking heard. We're gonna track it back here. I like how you can undo upgrades and shit. So we're at bug blade 1. I'm gonna assume it's better anyway since this is further down the list.
something making?
All grown wind travel. There's that hero element power none. This one is ground very heavy. So we break this one. Okay. I think I probably use it for this one first. Forgot about that. They're both together. You're out. Fur of Eldorado. I thought that fucking said the furry of Eldorado. I was like, let's go slice some furries. Nope. Never mind. But maybe pull out the furries that was there. I promise you that much. Why does this fucking handler moan every time I try to talk to her? What do I do? Fucking sit my bug leave up her ass every time I go to talk to her? What the fuck? Get into the bells. What the hell? No, I don't want to go into the bells. So, I mean, I'll have to come out as a fucking asshole. No, thank you. I would rather enter the other end. Thank you very much. Loading. I don't even think we can have other people on this quest. It'd be a huge help if somebody wants to help if they can hear me. But you don't have to. I can track through them all. I think we're on area. Oh, there we go. Somebody stopped us. Awesome. That should be all the people we really need. Anybody else notice our bug or whatever insect has a really weird glowing spot on its back there, just pulsating? Just blow up on my fucking arm. Sure, fuck, hope not. Oh, whoops, sorry, my insect detonated. There goes your freaking arm. There's your monster hunting for you. There we go. Alright, just so you know, I don't think you can hear me on floating stream. I'll wait till we're on floating stream. I feel like my webcam's kind of blurry. Let me know if the quality on YouTube is any better, or if it's like a delay between when you guys type in chat and when I see it. Because they did change it from latency and from stream options to the normal from low. It used to be low, I changed it to normal because it seems to be whenever somebody plays back my videos, they always have a weird, like it's almost terrible quality. Alright, let's go. Torch. Oh, look at that, he's already waiting for us right here. Hey dude, welcome to the stream. Mushroom jerky, I think there's here when it does text to speech. There we go. Let's go out this way. Running again. Right behind you, dude. It's just me, or is this portion of the map reminds you of the fucking game Doom? One of my favorite games. Halo, Doom, are pretty much my favorite games.
Phoenix Flame, you need to max your stamina.
Let's get ready to get the shit upgraded to a reliever doors. Yeah, I don't know if it's the fact that I got me and one other guy helping me, or if it's that I'm just a lot better with poison insect than or the poison glaive than I am the shotgun. It's not good the fucking skull. The thing that has
Phoenix Flame, don't waste all the power-ups. Phoenix Flame, so many monsters.
No. I've already pre-ordered the Collector's Edition Legion of Dawn edition. It comes with everything. Add more rations and shit. Yes. No whetstone before I go back into the fray, so I don't have to worry about that. Rationing. One of these, I should do these. Okay, I'm max. I like this from here. Or resistance and shit. Why does this fucking handler moan?
What do we do now?
Every fucking time I talk to her. I mean, I'm not really complaining, but why?
Phoenix Flame, the game is overpowering your audio.
Audio? Oh god, alright, is that better? Oh, there is a berry out here now, too. Right, I'm cowboy. Right on. What is that other
Phoenix Flame, yes.
I don't know what it's called. Right.
Phoenix Flame, yes.
That was a very off. Is that what you're saying yes to now? I said yes the first time. I heard that. I think it was whatever bolted in it. No, don't start attacking me now, you stupid monster. I'm not trying to fight you. My quarrel is not with you.
Phoenix Flame, its armory looks badass.
Yeah, it does. You know what it reminds me of? That weird dragon from How to Train Your Dragon, the Chronicle or whatever. It's like one of my favorite movies, just fucking awesome. Because I am a huge fan of dragons and shit like that. Oh look, now they're gonna fight each other, maybe they'll kill it for us. Since he's already really well damaged. And I can definitely get some hits in with insects too. To upgrades. I remember what from Tic-Tac was changing things to this and walking set. I think it's really fun. Should be poisoned now too, I think. So I'm pretty sure you're in the 100 to it from the rotten back. Take that. Scatter nut. Here, plus the scatter nut on the face. What do you got?
Phoenix Flame, my chat is lagging hardcore, so sorry if it sends a message twice.
That's fine. Let me know if there's a huge delay in between what's going on stream and your message. Because if there is, I'll have to turn down the latency on the video again. It used to be low latency, which is why I think past recordings on YouTube seem to be really terrible quality. Compared to how the live stream is like flawless quality, there's nothing wrong with it. So if that is indeed the case, I can turn the latency back down, and then that way it's fine for the live stream, but it should quality for everybody who watches it after the fact. But I set it to normal latency to see if that makes a difference for people watching it after the fact. Here, have a scatter nut all over your face, you big Ron.
Phoenix Flame, it's not that bad.
Not that bad? Alright. That's what I need to do now.
Phoenix Flame, it's my internet.
It's your internet? Yeah. My friend was trying to join my Archer last night. He just got a new gaming PC for Christmas. I told him, like, he's actually on the Call of Duty team. You guys probably know him as MU Gangster Boy. He was trying to get on the ARC server. He's like, it's taking almost 10 hours to install these mods. So I was like, yeah, it's your internet sucks. He was like, fair point. So where do you go now? Is he back over here where he started? There you go. Oh, no.
Phoenix Flame, haha.
That's it. Where are we going? We're going down here now. Alright. Down, let's see.
Phoenix Flame, feels bad, man.
Yeah, he's like, I wanted to play on your server, but I can't get on there until these mods are updated. I was like, tell you what, sit through it, let the mods update, figure out your internet problems, and then I'll wait for you to be on the stream next time. And he's like, okay, fair enough. Because I actually need somebody to join me for that series. It's getting kind of boring shooting work by myself. Only looking for good juice. We gotta get some PvP and shit going. But there's only so many people on my server right now, and I don't feel comfortable molesting everybody in PvP on stream, and then having people want to quit. Although my server is boosted enough where you can get back pretty quickly. Why am I not tracking big? What is that? Why is it tracking? Oh, is it taking me to the footprints again? Is that what it's trying to do? Oh, through here. Okay. Duh, I forgot it was over here. No, normally it's on the side. It's up here this time. There it is. Alright. Found you.
Phoenix Flame, playing Monster Hunter can get boring when you play it by yourself for too long.
Yeah, definitely. Same thing with Ark. Although I have like over 16,000 hours logged in Ark, and it's like 90% of the time I'm just gonna play by myself. And that's not counting on the Xbox, which on the Xbox I play with other people. Usually MU Gangster Boy and SLG and all that. We go onto a random PvP server that's boosted enough. They usually start their own solo tribe. They make their own tribe all together, which is how we met in the first place. And then we each become alpha tribes fairly quickly. And then we just molest the entire server to a PvP at one time. Just blowing up anything we see. You can imagine bases, because we get blocked from the server, we just go find another one. And do it all over again. I may start doing a PvP series on this game or I haven't done one in a while. I was going to do one a while ago, but I couldn't find it easy to search for good stats. The one I was playing on that I was doing a series on originally, they've taken it down. Missed me, now you gotta continue your ugly ass face with Big Rock. Thank you, dude, that was a huge help. There we go, I was having such a problem killing him before. Is my Calico drinking bigger block juice out of that gallon jug thing? That's what it looks like. They need emotes. They're supposed to be emotes. We can just like dance when we win. I swear to God, I have a thing for emotes. I know I have that because I got it with the block machine a while back. Just to show you how to use them.
Phoenix Flame, you need to take Brax after Bunny hoping so your stamina can recharge.
Oh yeah, I know. That stamina is a pain in the ass to worry about.
Where is she? I thought she'd be with you. I'm going out for another look.
No, you're not.
You're okay.
Phoenix Flame and combos on the ground are a thing.
Easy.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just glad that
I just like to jump around because I can avoid getting hit.
Thank you.
I swear to God, the facial animations for Monster Hunter is the most terrible thing ever. And their voice acting or voiceovers don't overlay with or overlap with their mouth movements at all.
Now we had a deal, don't you remember? Did you learn all you could about the
It's like they didn't even try to line them up.
Now tell me everything. What did you feel out there?
I think the Vale is where the monsters come to die. It's their graveyard, and this whole land is a vast ecosystem revolving around it.
Come on.
Let's see. Yeah, I got so bored last night. I was watching cutscenes from multiple games.
Where monsters come to rest. They sense the end and make their way.
Yeah, I was watching. What was it? I was watching all the cutscenes revolving around the Arbiter. Remember him last night? I think that's what I was watching.
From death rises new life. Which after a cycle,
Phoenix Flame, but game is fun as hell.
What, Monster Hunter or Halo? Halo is like my favorite game of all time. Only thing more fun than like shoddy snipers and just straight up Slayer is Super Fiesta. Which is just fun when you got nothing else to do.
But have you really considered the important question?
What's that?
Who's at the heart of it? What monster could serve as the nutrients for a system this large?
This is all Magdaros, obviously.
What's the mystery behind the Elder Crossing? You know the answer.
they die here?
Bingo! An elder's death is the catalyst. The veil is
Phoenix
Zora
Flame.
Magdaros's
Both.
resting place.
Both? Yeah. I mean, the maps are pretty damn good looking in this game, at the very least.
Or at least it should be. The clues are all here, but Zora is nowhere to be found.
It was drawing in energy, storing
Phoenix
it as it
Flame.
moved on.
BRB.
Was it trying to deliver it somewhere?
Alright, see you, dude.
I don't know. But I know who might. The first Wyverians have lived here much
Wyverians?
longer than us.
Between wyverns?
Seek them out.
Didn't I already kill one of the
Look,
Bavarians?
It's
The
raining light.
Legiana or whatever, Legina? Vagina, whatever the fuck it's called. Hey, look, weed is falling from the sky. Hooray! Free weed.
If only I could live another 300 years. Maybe that would be just long enough to see the end of this changing of the guard. Friends, you go finish this. I want to stay here a while longer. See what death has to give and life has to bring.
Why does the Palico always have to look like he's a fucking hunchback Notre Dame? Notre Dame! The fucking back is crooked. Okay. Jagron scale, take it. Repair on nourishing extract. Claw scale. Armor sphere, monster bone, bone, god bug. Downfall berry, downfall corpse bone. Claw, fang, marrow, snail. I'm like legit not selling none of that, I'm just taking it all to make stuff out of. New cutscene has been added to the gallery. Hunter Highlight, Savage, Helmet Master, Crouch, Strip, Helmet's Cause, Linger Sniper, Ender Shot that hits the monster's tent. Shiny Collector, drop monsters and deal selected 4. Yeah, I didn't even do that trap thing on purpose, because I ended up getting poisoned by the poison cups that I completely forgot me there. And I could have sworn I was supposed to, in turn of also dealing poison damage, supposed to have a higher resistance while using the glaive. But I guess not. Which is one of the reasons why I had equipped it. Ooh, the pens are not good.
Good to see you.
Good work with your field reports on the Coral Highlands and the Rotten Vale. So, a tracker and the third master both agree about the Rotten Vale, so we can safely assume that there's an that's the Elder Dragon's graveyard, so to speak. We should start focusing on the Commission's efforts there. The question is, where's Zora Magdaros is gone if it's not in the graveyard anymore? And first wyverns or Bavarians may be able to answer that question. What are you gonna do? Talk to them? I looked into it, and the closest sighting of the first Bavarians was in the ancient forest.
You can do this.
Out there on the expedition to see if we can track them down. Because unfortunately we're running out of time. Alright.
The first Wyverians might be able to tell us where Zora Magdaros is.
Okay, I feel like the Tetsunaki blade would really have to be better for the forest, since there's nothing that does that shocking ability except for the action now. We'll stick with poison. Honestly, except for the weird blind dragon looking thingy that I killed last time. But considering one is from a higher level location than the other, you would assume one would be bigger in the ancient forest. Just Coral Highlands is supposed to be a higher level location than ancient forest. You would think that a glaive using scales and stuff from a creature obtained from Coral Highlands would then be better for use in the forest, but I don't think it works that way. It would make sense if it did, but I don't think it does. I mean, that would add another depth to the game's mechanics that they could have made use of. Who knows? Maybe they thought about that and they'll do that with the new DLC coming out. There should be another DLC coming out, I think, February. But I've already
You know the drill.
got the money on my account for.
Let's split up and search. Don't worry. I'll be careful this time.
I know that was not the medical, I just think it was one of the essential oil ones. I didn't even use my CBD yet today. Because I haven't used it and I was driving. Although I'm pretty sure CBD, I like that, which is an active THC, and it won't make a difference. Click card. Receive. Remember what it does. What's the straight jacket, right? So I don't give a shit about great things. Not that old guy, so we can kind of finish somewhere. Hello. I think I'll kill you. Oh, I'm over here. Parts. I want your parts. Give me your meat so I can chop it off. Like a freaking sword in here. Or in this case, if you're a giant snake, which is big, you'd have to have these, but whatever. The only reason I know that is that bring up snakes and lizards. And unlike people, you can't just yank their pants off. Hey, look, you got a dick. You gotta like make them pop. It's weird. Doodles. Don't need no doodles. We're not hunting calicos. I'm gonna hunt your entire calico clan for all their furs. Wow. And number 8, my calico wear all these furs. How is that for cannibalism? Hey, look at one of the pig thingies. Hello. Hello, little pig. Can I get you in my capture net? I don't remember if I can. No, I can't. I want to put you in my house thingy as a pet. I wish I was able to. That'd be fucking cool. I mean, I don't go into that house thing at all, really, but if I did, it'd be nice to have a little pet thing in there. Or I can just use you as meat then. Okay. Meat it is. Moss wine. That's most wine. Moss wine. Doesn't taste like wine. It's not made out of grapes. Why am I standing this up? Holy shit. Probably shouldn't have used it yet. I don't have any of my rations. What the hell? Where are all my rations? I may have to knock the camp and get some. Pretty sure I just went back where I started, but that made it what I needed before. Up there. So, whatever. I think that would be an engine now. It's this. Engine now. I want to kill him. I haven't killed one yet. I want to kill Engine App. I want to beat Engine App to death. Hello, Engine App, I see you. Let me go these things first. You see eating fucking parasaurs. I swear to God, I still call it parasaurs. Because that's what they fucking look like. And Engine App just looks like a crunch fish wax. for the weird bottom jaw.
Phoenix Flame. Lel.
That's 100% what they are. They're pterosaurs, and then Anjaneth is just a T-Rex with some weird wings. Instead, like, we already know T-Rex have feathers like this, so he would look like a T-Rex all the same. Only difference is you got this going on there with the bottom jaw. It's like he had his jaw broken and it just ended up growing a little bit outwards like that when it healed. And he somehow got up with that. He ain't no monster, he's a fucking dinosaur. You are a dinosaur, my good sir. A dinosaur. And now I'm going to kill you. Or your intestines. Lunch. That is prepared for me by a weird ketchup or something. Master Chef, aka Gibbleton Bits. Or Gordon Rumhousey. Or Rumhousey. Rummy House, when Rummy House is the chef that works the hideout thing there. God damn, what the fuck? I wasn't watching my health, so that's what that was. I was not watching my health at all. Let's talk to the question person. I don't want to return to the position. I wanted you to cook me some food, damn it. Or am I gonna go here? Forgot. Okay. Alright. That should also make me some religions. Got a freaking itch like on the edge of my nose. And I know I say that like every stream
Phoenix
because it
Flame.
never goes away.
DED.
Bitch, get in my kitchen and make me some more meat.
Phoenix Flame.
Every time I freaking talk to you. Alright. Anything in here? I'm seriously considering buying a skin for her that makes her look like she's a fucking slut. Either the one, the Street Fighter themed one, what's her face? God damn it. Oh, why am I thinking Quan Chi, which is Mortal Kombat, and there's not a female? I'm trying to remember the fucking name. The fucking, whatever, with the buns in the hair, can't remember her fucking name right now for some reason. But skin that makes her look like the chick from Street Fighter, or there was like another one that's like really slutty that I was gonna make her wear just because she moans every time you freaking talk to her. It would be just so freaking hilarious. Because the voice actors really couldn't be bothered to like have them talk about everything every time. Nor could they be bothered to give them actual dialogue like hey. Like whenever you talk to them, at least have them say hey. Not let the bitch fucking moan. What I do, stick my bug glaive in your vagina every time I talk to you? Like, I'm sorry, my bug glaive just kind of sit off my back on an angle there where it just so happened to cut you like that. Like, sorry, why are you moaning every time I talk to you? I'm just like fucking retarded. Oh, I missed the follow every check. You don't give a shit up, so I want to kill you. I need to get that, don't I? First Bavarian. Okay. I was going to get me to go fight fucking Rathios or Rathian. Because I've already tried that once before and got my ass kicked every time. Actually, I've tried it multiple times. So, I'm making me do this on a freaking expedition, so it's not like I can get anybody here to help or anything. unless we all have to join in the same lobby and all the should be in there. That I have, you know, it's just don't have any freaking rations. What the fuck? Oh, gases. I'm assuming these are blankets, Jaggy. No, Raptors. Whatever. Rathmores, whatever the red one is. Rathios, Rathians, green one, they both look like fucking weird goblin-headed dragon motherfuckers. Like freaking Spike from Gremlins hit him with an understick.
Looks like we both arrived.
Motherfucker, you were following me? Thought I told you to get in my fucking kitchen and make me a sandwich. Or meat, or whatever the fuck I said.
Huh?
Huh? What do you mean, huh? Fuck you, bitch. Fine, guys, somebody's fucking calling me again. How much you want to bet it's a telemarketer? I'm just gonna yell fuck at him. Or fuck you if it is. Hello?
The trail seems to stop here.
Alright, yeah, fuck you.
Phoenix Flame, GTG.
Alright, see you later, dude. Normally, if fucking when a telemarketer calls me, I'll be like, I'll answer the phone instead of, when it doesn't start with the machine, I'll answer, thank you for calling House of Satan, how may I direct your call? And usually they hang up right away. These days, it's like always machine though, and even though you're on the do not call this dumb thing, they still fucking
Phoenix
call
Flame,
you.
I'll join back in stream later.
Alright, I'll see you later, dude. You're gonna grab me with your claws, huh? Big ugly looking dragon bitch. I didn't even know Rathian counted as like another dragon here. No, don't save her. Let the bitch die and you can save her. Although then you're not gonna have anybody who could for her cat. Except for a literal pussy. God goodness, excuse me.
Hey, look.
What is that, a fucking owl?
Found you.
I swear to God, that looks like an owl. Standing on a tree. They're sticking its hand. Anyone instead of the food chain, the books you have, constant fire open toward the building. Then it's extended upon for some days. And then we can do the order. Alright.
Top of the food chain? Fire and horned wyverns? I guess we're supposed to hunt those two monsters. It must be referring to Rathalos and Diablos. Want to return to base and prep?
Yes. However, I do not want to be fighting Rathalos by myself. But how can I talk to them? Please be thinking back to camp. That's just all my head. Okay, I guess I'm leaving you here then. See ya, bitch. Rock and roll. What is that? Godbug? Thunderbug. Thunderbug. It's a thunderbug. And that would be an Archaeopteryx. At least what's that one. And then anybody else get arc references? And it even runs away from you every time you come near it. Like the Archaeopteryx. And I climb trees like the Archaeopteryx. 90% sure in real life the Archaeopteryx did not climb the trees so well. But they do. And apparently Monster Hunter, they do the same thing. Where's Rathian? I can kill him right now, and then I wouldn't have to do the quest, right? So isn't he like right over here? Or Rathios, Rathian, whatever the fuck he's called. Big giant pain in my ass dragon. Yeah, because this is like the waterfall that right over everything. Is that not him in the tree there? Or is that Zora backwards? That big light over there. Because that would save so many problems. I mean, like, hey, I'm gonna go kill these things just so you will tell me where Zora backwards is. Fuck you, I found him. He's over there. I want one of these things just to ride on. It'd be nice if they added like an update thing where you can actually tame one of the dragons. Or like not even one of these guys, even like freaking Miragante or something, or one of the exceptions, or maybe have them made the exception so you can do all the dragons. Or like get like a Rathios or something that you can ride around on it to help you get around the map faster. Like that would be freaking awesome. Or like a ride engineer. But you have to first the requirements are you had to kill one first, and then you have to get whatever you need to be able to tame it, and then you can tame it. Pretty much like it will submit to you or something because you've already killed one or two of them or something like that. That makes it see you as superior. And I have to work like that. Hello, Rathios. I'm just gonna like stand here and get that here. Are you friendly right now? Until I put you off? I didn't know you were friendly without being pissed off. Oh, we thought you were an aggressive fucker. You were certainly a beautiful dragon. Sorry, I'm gonna hit you in the face with that now. I'm gonna be mad if you get into the quest and we'll go kill him. But that's all I'm saying. You're gonna be finished with the kill. Bracing. So much for that. And I've been poisoned. Where was I poisoned from, huh? What did I do? Hit myself with my fucking blade? Now I'm burning too. I fainted as I used an antidote. Are you fucking kidding me? You stupid slut, you. Okay, let's just re-register for the last time. We can have fun with that. This fucking snuck right back here. Oh, the fucker stuck back here without me. Just left me to fucking piss off the freaking dragon by myself. That I didn't need to do yet. But I still did it. My Calico, I think, is like a higher level than me right now.
Okay,
Where do I check my level? I don't
I've set
remember.
up quests for the fire wyvern and the horned wyvern.
No, I want to check my level. Now, where did I check my level? Oh, I'm Hunter rank 9. Okay, it's on the side there. Hey, baby, you want to bend over some more? Wink, wink. Forceful fiber. Are you being forced flavor?
Hello.
Because that would be very racist because you're black. I take this job with my hands. No, I'm doing plenty. Fuck you. Do it yourself. No, I won't do it for you, but I had to click the damn button. You need to shut up. Alright, let's talk to this bitch. That's weird Yoda looking motherfucker.
Hurry back now.
Unreal. I already planted motherfucker. Thank you very much. Or leftovers, whichever that is. I still think it's a little bit better for this one. Only 2 nights. Pizza cookie. You want a pizza cookie? I love pizza cookies. So many fucking jokes you can make with these fucking character names. Or monster names. Just roll it back to that. And then glue your tree. What I'm asking? No, it's supposed to be. Oh yeah, then you had to do glue and then you should upgrade that with Pizza Nacho. Or Pizza Yakuchi. After you do this one, well. I swear, I thought you get everything back when you roll it back. I have what I need to do that. I had it before. Now all of a sudden I don't have enough for this. I'm so fucking confused. It made me roll it back, or let me roll it back before just fine. I'm calling bullshit on that. Whatever, it's for re-equipping. Oh, now I don't have enough money to do it again, so now I'm stuck with Blood Glaive I have right here. Are you fucking kidding me? Guess I'm selling some shit.
All right.
I didn't want a question from you, I wanted to sell you something, bitch.
I bet you stuck in.
So. Why do I have a gray? Alright, email, read. Okay, how much do I have now? Do I have enough to re-upgrade this? Yes, okay. So let's not keep fucking up basic things, please. Once I have more bones and shit, and shit, I can make these with plain cut here. a little stronger. Don't think it's gonna help much, but whatever. Next to like inner helmet with big chest, maybe, or right there around blade, where there's 11, there's 8. This one's better anyway. So I just kind of wasted that energy to make the Vegeta one. I didn't realize I had bigger on stuff on the list. That one's better. Can I sell Teleco equipment? No. Well, that's stupid. Can I use points to purchase armor? I can't even purchase anything. That's better than what I have anyway. Now my fucking Palico just looks like a demon cat. Alright, let's go take the quest after I eat the food so I get the damage and stuff. Yeah. Chef's choice. I don't know why it's the Chief's choice. Chef's choice. Master Chef's choice. Let's play Halo with the Master Chef. I swear to God that cat on the side that looks so much like one of my cats. At least like in the eyes. I have like 7 cats, 2 dogs, 30 different reptiles, about 100 different fish. I have a reddish slider turtle. I'm one of those reptiles. Geckos, iguana, reddish slider, or black and white tegu, now monitor. My little brother's got 2 Savannah monitors that I got him, and 2 Columbia Rainbow Photos. One from Stell, one is normal. We'll do that one first. Let's do it. And then I have chickens in the backyard, like chickens out there. I have too many, let's put it that way. So, anybody want to join me on this quest? It's in the lobby here. Because I know I'm not going to have to do it myself. Or actually, this one I might. Or have to be able to not so much. It's got to be me by myself, but that's just what it sucks. Hopefully, it's not the same thing for Rathios, and I'm going to be able to solo that. I don't think. If I have to, we're just both going to be sharing the luck. Oh, what are you going in again, motherfucker? I don't know why I have all these ammo cartridges in my immediate inventory. I don't use anything used as ammo, do I? Unless the bugs that actually shoot some, and I just didn't know. Because that would make sense. It's where it gets all this stupid pellet that you should shoot at things to get the bugs that you steal tests from. killing area or Diablo. Him kill Diablo. Diablo. Make that Diablo crack out of the earth. You should be good, but you know where I'm on double though. You can choke on the kill double choke. That's the song. 100% it's I think it's by G music. Forget what I heard. It's like a Monster Hunter World related song. Bonus, monster bonus, monster bonus. Which region is that? I don't remember how I fucking used this cave. If I remember correctly, I had to slide under something again. But I don't remember which way. Was it this way? Yeah, I think that was. Yep, there we go. You know that fish guy I used to make my mud, whatever, charge blade, somewhere. These things remind me of the Ep6 story class of them. It's also a picture from every fuck the tiny mudfish, almost mudfish, tiny mudfish, and then move to body water instead of the ocean. Body water instead of the ocean. Gotcha. Got you like a gotcha, motherfucker. So remember correctly, I've killed the Diablos. I don't think it was on a quest though, obviously. It was just like no one else did it. So technically, I think it's registered for the quest. I'm 90% sure it killed it. Doesn't it walk around through somewhere's room? I think we're there now. Then like the flat head with the spikes, kind of like almost tooth-looking formations crowning it. And he kind of wanders around this area along with the fish guy. Strange guy. There, yep. You don't pick that very off. There. Okay, so we'll see more of this. We're gonna let this carry off. And those are if a turtle fucked an anklo and then fucked a parasaur. You would get this. Dr. Wu is at it again. Fucking hybrids. God damn it, I can push it there. Hello, little cat. I think I almost told you a mud skipper. Long-eared deer. You're just not even going to call these things by the right names. Hey dude, welcome to the stream. We're just not even going to call these creatures by the right names. We're going to call them what they look like. Little deer with long, saggy ears. Frog skipper. Mud skipper thing. I've called one of those before. I don't remember what they are. But they think they're supposed to be created to catch them. So I just get it. I guess I did. I knew go fish. What about if I catch a salmon? The tails here. Maybe I have to catch them with the fish. I don't remember. I think it's the same so long. Okay. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Put more again. There, put that. No footprints. Mystery creature. Watch the image. We're resting. We're gonna witch. Still a goblin looking dragon. That's all you fucking are. Green and to the red. I really don't fucking miss the two. Other than the colors. That's them for the ones that push me out several colors. Or are they supposed to be opposites? Because I thought, if I remember correctly, I thought that used to be the case. And then somebody corrected me that there can be both male and female Rasputin, both male and female Rasputinos. And it's not one is the opposite sex of the other. Now about you, chop you up. Oops. Oh, and how did I get poisoned? Thank you for letting me jump in that blade. You were looking right at me and searching one move up my pelican instead. Well, that was first. Keep going. Should maybe stop hopping around. Again, I keep getting this down. Again, I keep getting this down with the left. Mulberry, thank you. I don't want to make 3. We definitely need 5, so I'm not careful. For that more of us. Come on, freaking insect. What's the matter? Let's put away. Damn it, Raphius. Fucking piece of shit, get back here. Or Raphian, whatever the fuck it's called. Weird goblin dragon shark flipping motherfucker. Goblin shark dragon hyper flipping bitch, get over here. Hello. Found your ass. Better be the same one, but not fighting another one that's starting all over damage wise. And I got I didn't even realize he's got some fuzzy shit. Fucking armpits too. Have shaved for months. You got a bird living up in that armpit too. Huh? Be like a rhino where a bird himself clean their back and shit and just fly them home and protect them. I even noticed the difference. God damn it! And it's not even the creature we were looking for on this thing. I just don't know what very off fucking is. Although I think he is a big sand hole or anything. Or not very often. God damn it, what's it called? Goblins. He's the one with the horns. I don't know why you would ever leave your pelican behind. For what reason would you do that? Isn't it more beneficial to bring him with you? A, to heal you and all that. B, to give you all the shit at the time. I don't know, Ankylosaurus wannabe. Ankylosaurus on crack, I guess would be a better term for that. Can't imagine getting bitten by those fire ants. Man, that would have hurt like a bitch. I'll put it in place of the people beware of fire and max potions. Put it instead of the slugs. I don't know if you can hear or not, but now monitors scratch against Sutton's cage against out, and he's not getting out because every time I take him out, he wants to run and he scratches everything with his claws and it's a fucking bitch. And you will like never go back in this cage afterwards. Last time he got out, I had to freaking like hold him behind the head, pin him down, grab him behind the tail, pin him down, and then have somebody else get his legs so he didn't scratch me. And then I had to like on 3, 1, 2, 3, and just like toss him back into his cage. And he would not go back in. He's pretty tame and docile around me for the most part. Like he won't bite me, but he'll scratch if you try to hold him and he doesn't want to go where you want him to go. And if you continue to hold him still where
Phoenix
he can't run,
Flame, I'm back.
hey dude, welcome back. He'll start trying to bite at that point. I would think my now monitor out and scratch the brain will run green, but like I said, actually, stop. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna see if I can bring him out. I think he'll try to jump him. But I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna put my Kevlar gloves on and try to grab him. I'll be right back. Alright, buddy. Yeah, you're going right back into there. Grab. Coming up. Remember your feet stay ahead. Just staying in my arms.
Phoenix Flame, what are you doing, RN?
I'm trying to get the now monitor out because I hear it scratching in the background. Yeah, like, wow. No, I'm funny. Buddy. What? No, you're not going that way. This right here. Hopefully you guys can see him because he's got to go back in a second. He's restless. Here's my now monitor. This is like the first time I've ever gotten him out on camera. Yeah, he's giving me a hard time. He's going to try to run. He's going to try to bite and scratch. That's his claw on me. Come on, get out. Nope. Nope.
Phoenix Flame, cool.
You're not going that way. You're not biting. Come on. Ow, he's telling. Ow, he's telling. Nope. 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 Sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to hit you by the tail there. Shit. See if you guys see where he got me right there. Right about here on my arm. You can kind of see the scratch. It's pretty deep. He got his talon right in me. And right here, he got a little hole. That is why I hardly ever take him out.
Phoenix Flame, water monitors are my favorite reptiles.
Yep, he's a Nile monitor. The only reason he's pretty much tame as long as I leave him in the cage. When I got, he was a rescue. So when I got him, he was already about the size he is now. He was a little smaller. So maybe about 10 inches or so smaller. Not actually, no, it's probably closer to 8 or 9 inches smaller. So he was still pretty big and already a full-grown adult. Or at least age-wise was an adult. And so, yeah, see I'm bleeding now from that.
Phoenix Flame, just so you know, when dealing with water monitor, do you want to take them out as much as possible?
Yeah, I know. I can't though, because like I said, when I got him, he was really aggressive. So I'll keep him in his cage and I'll sit there or go in his cage with him and sit with him, and he's fine. He's fine. But if I let him out, he'll want to run where he wants to go. He doesn't like to be handled very much like that. Like that was the longest he's ever let me hold him before he started trying to flip out, wanting to run. And I need to get some Kevlar gloves or a long sleeve shirt or something I can wear that's thick. Like pretty much like a big glove sleeve that goes all the way down my arm. Because his claws fucking hurt. You're supposed to trim them, but he won't stay still long enough to let me trim them. Like my iguana will. He will, as opposed to just whipping and everything, he will turn and he will bite if you try to grab his foot. Like he'll let you just touch the foot, like to pet him. But if you try to hold it still long enough to trim it, he'll yank it away, and if you still try to grab it again, then he'll bite. And it fucking hurts when he bites. Just imagine getting bit by a baby alligator that had the force of when it's an adult, and that would be about the same thing as him. So yeah, it freaking hurts. Plus his teeth are rear facing and serrated, so they'll tear right through your arm. I've been bit 4 times since I've got him. 2 of which were my fault. He mistook me as food because I tried to pet him after feeding him. I didn't wash my hands first because I hand fed him the rat. But yeah, he is very aggressive. But he's tame as long as he's in this cage.
Maybe you should wear a shirt.
Even if I wear a shirt, I've worn long sleeve shirts, I've worn short sleeve shirts, I've worn everything. No matter what I wear, unless it's like Kevlar, like those gloves I was just wearing, his claws will go right through them. And will get you underneath. And his claws freaking hurt. Like there's a hole in my arm right here right now, where I'm bleeding from. Small hole, nonetheless, but he got me. You can kind of see it right there. Right about there. He got me with his claw. He's gotten me on my chest right over here. Like right about here. With 3 talons before, when he tried to climb over my head. Which is why when he noticed I was holding him like this, where he couldn't move forward. So he tried to turn around and go backwards. The thing is I don't want him doing that, because albeit he's pretty docile for the most part for a Nile monitor, which is also the most aggressive monitor species in the world to begin with, he's fairly tame. Because A, I got him as a rescue, B, he's the most aggressive species in the world. By no means do I trust him to get really close to my face. But yeah, like I said, he was trying to turn around, and if he was going to turn around, he could have gotten in my face, and he could have bit me. And then that would have been it. I would have had to let him go, and he would have ran around my room and just destroyed everything until I could eventually catch him. Yeah, because last time he did that, he pulled all the wires out from the back of my computer because he tried to wedge himself in behind my desk. He broke my old desk. He broke a lot of the wires that were connected to the back of my computer. I had to replace the power cord. I had to replace my webcam because he knocked it all down and his claws just cut right through the wires. So yeah, it's not safe for him, nor is it safe for me, and nor is it safe for anything in my fucking bedroom. Which is why you noticed rather than trying to kick the door open with my hand, I kicked it open there, if you guys were able to see that. And I let him go for a second, holding him by the tail, so he wasn't trying to lunge backwards, and so he would grab the ground, and then he was putting his claws into the carpet and trying to hold down. And that's when I got him behind the head, got him to release, and then as soon as he released, I quickly yanked him and pretty much, for the most part, gently threw him into the enclosure. Because otherwise he would have ran. He is extremely strong and aggressive. One of my favorite animals to have, but he's by no means like tame. He's like tame as long as you don't screw with him, pretty much, and as long as he's in his enclosure. The second anybody but me is around, or he's not in his enclosure, and he will go for the kill, or he will start trying to bite, start trying to tail whip. And I've been hit in the face with this tail, damn near broke my jaw. But it just, and that was a very light hit. He wasn't doing it to be aggressive. That was like a warning swat. So yeah, don't fuck with owl monitors. If you're gonna get a water monitor, get either a black throat or a even if you want a desert species, get like a savanna monitor. They're really docile. They're pretty much puppy dog tame. They're especially when as long as you get them as babies. For the most part, their temperament is comparable to a Argentine black and white
Phoenix
tiger.
claimed he could have electrocuted himself.
Exactly, that's why it was not safe to let him pull around the room like that. Which is why he's usually in his cage, and I sit with him when he's in his cage, and I almost never take him out. Because I can't handle him properly, because he's a rescue and doesn't trust me to stay in my arms long enough. And he'll start doing that. I mean, if I can get his talons, like, cut, so where I don't have to have those gloves, or that, just in case, because, like, the gloves only go down to, like, here on me. So from my hand to here. So anything below that, he can get with his claws. So if I can get him to the vet where they can give him an anesthetic for a little bit, or anesthesia, or what have you, to be able to trim his claws, and if I have to do that once a year, pay about $100 or something to have him trim his claws, so be it. At least until he trusts me enough to do it myself. And then that way I can handle him more often, because once he's used to being handled, he'll let me cut his claws, because that's kind of has to do with being able to touch his feet. So I've had him only like 3 or 4 years now, but still he doesn't trust me to handle him as much as I try. So I'm going to try taking him. I still haven't. I keep saying I'm going to do it. I have never done it. I got to see if the vet, because he's an exotic reptile, I don't think the vet near my house will do it. The one up in Raleigh may. I think it's like Avian and Exotics, it's called, but I don't think, I think there's only one person
Phoenix
that works
claimed
there that's qualified.
you may have to get a professional to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The Avian and Exotics vet up in Raleigh, North Carolina, I'm pretty sure they have one person there that's qualified for big lizards. That they work with alligators, caimans, they work with monitors. That they should be able to get the claws cut. But the problem is also going to be getting him to the veterinary clinic, because, like I said, just getting him out of the cage, they're handling him like that. He let me hold him for all of 5 seconds, and then he started flipping out. So if I try to handle him to get him into an enclosure, first of all, I'd have to put him in like a big Rubbermaid bin or something. Like, you can't put him in the dog or cat crate and bring him to the vet. He won't fit. He's about, lengthwise, he's about as long as, or a little longer than a freaking like golden retriever or a Rottweiler. So like a big dog, he is easily just as big and just as strong. Actually, he's easily stronger than a Rottweiler, jaw strength wise and everything. So picture if you had a dog with no fur and instead scales that could kill somebody in a heartbeat if it wanted to. And that's what I have living in my bedroom right beside me. It's literally right behind me. Like, if I reach over here like this, like whenever I'm on VR chat, you notice my hand doesn't go too far to the right. That's because I'm touching this cage. So he's like literally right behind me. I was gonna say he may even be latched onto his window of his cage right now, in which case I could bring the webcam around so you can see. Because
Phoenix
normally he'll
claimed
sit there
if
and
you
just
have a zoo
eyeball
near
it.
where you live, they will help.
Yeah, there's a zoo is like 6 hours away from my house, the one we have down here, I think. So, actually I think it's like 4 to 6 hours, I think, depending on which way you go. So it's far away, but plus, I'd have to look into that. I think the vet may do it though, even the exotics I have to call. Because I really need to get his claws clipped, because if I can do that, I can handle him more often. And then to get him used to that. And then once he's used to that, he'll be easier to deal with. Those are horns of a Diablos. Is this where I'm just going to fight it? No, it's return to headquarters. But yeah, they're not fun to deal with. When they're friendly and tame and they're not in a foul mood, now monitors are awesome. Any monitor lizard is awesome. But being the most aggressive monitor species, in addition to not getting it as a baby and raising it myself,
Phoenix Flame.
equals a very,
That sucks.
yeah, equals a very hard to deal with animal. Because like I said, when I got him, he was already 6 years old, and the situation was a boyfriend got for the girl, or the girlfriend got a boyfriend for his birthday, a monitor. He wanted a Savannah monitor. She got him a Nile monitor. She didn't know the difference. So they pretty much had it in a tank way smaller than it should have been in. I think it was in like a 50-gallon tank, which even if it was wide one, if it was wide one, that's even smaller. If it was just a long like fish tank one, he could at least stretch out lengthwise for the most part. But he had no room to move around. And they had him in that just about his entire life until he was 6 years old, and neglected him, pretty much fed him once a week, whatever, to keep him alive, and that was it. So yeah, he was neglected as can be. He had stuck shed, everything. So a friend of mine who breeds bearded dragons said, actually, I got my bearded dragon I nicknamed Stubby from, because there was a rescue that they rescued that I got from them. They got wind of it. They decided they were going to rescue it, but couldn't keep it because they have a son on the way, and so they asked if I could keep it and if I wanted it. And sure enough, I took them off their hands, and that's how I got the hold of Gyarados, the Nile monitor. So yeah, he's not very friendly at all, except for to me, for the most part. It took a good month before he trusted me enough to even hold him. Like when I first got him, first week I had, he would let me hold him for 5 seconds, and he wouldn't get aggressive because he'd be trying to figure out what was going on. Then a month or two later, I was able to hold him for about a minute or two, but he still does like he does now, where if you hold him and he doesn't want to be held, he'll go wherever he wants to go, or even if you hold him. Like, I could have him out of my bed, just letting him walk around my bed. The second he sees an opening, he bolts. He wants to go where he wants to go. And if you try to hold him down or prevent him from running in that direction,
Phoenix Flame. That is the worst way to raise it.
he'll get him with your claws. Yeah, exactly. So not only did I not get him as a baby to raise him myself, to nurture that trust since he was a baby, because especially they're easier to deal with when they're babies, and then they remember everything. So you get them as a baby, you raise them up to they're an adult, you can get these things to be puppy dog tamed despite being the most aggressive monitor species in the world. However, when I got him as already 6 years old, plus abused and neglected.
Phoenix Flame. No wonder he is so aggressive.
Exactly. I got him when he was already 6 years old, abused and neglected, had stuck shed and everything. He trusts me enough to at least touch him, pet him. He let me clean his stuck shed off, soak him in a bath and everything to get him clean, and then put him away in his enclosure. Once I take him out of his enclosure, he gets aggressive, as can be. Although, if you notice there, he wasn't really aggressive. He didn't he didn't puff up his throat and everything and like start posturing. He was more or less, he hissed at me a few times. I don't know if you guys were able to hear it. And he was turning around like he wanted to climb, which I don't think he would have bit me. I didn't feel that intent in him. I think he would have tried to climb over my shoulder and jump that way. But then again, his claws, especially near my neck, I didn't feel like worrying about that and that being safe for me. So I didn't want him climbing on me like that, which is why I pretty much let him try to grab onto the carpet, grab him by the base of his tail so he couldn't go anywhere, then got him behind the head and chucked him into his cage gently. So he's a hard one to deal with. My Argentine Black and White Tegu, on the other hand, is a puppy dog. I got him, he was already 2 years old. He's still pretty much a baby. He's only about half the size he will be, but he's tame as can be. My iguana, I got him a few weeks old. He's still an asshole, but he's an iguana, so they're always like that. Except for the pictures I posted on Twitter. The other day, he actually just chilled with me. Like, I was laying on the couch, he was laying on my stomach, and was just sitting with me for a while. So for about like 4 hours before he got really aggressive again, and I had him back in the cage. And he even let me trim his claws. So that was like a breakthrough with the iguana for once. He wasn't being an asshole. But then I tried to take him out the next day, and he was an asshole again. So iguanas will be iguanas, I guess. So that's to be expected. But the The biggest lizard I have, well, the biggest lizard I have is the Nile monitor, but the next biggest that's actually friendly is the tegu. And he'll walk around the house, like, I don't even have to have him on a harness. He knows his name. I can call his name, and he'll usually come running. Except for right now. It's been about a month. I have no idea where he is. He usually, like, pretty much he free roams my bedroom. That's one of the reasons why it's like
Phoenix
over 100
claimed,
degrees.
if you never let him see another monitor, he will never get good social skills with humans or other monitors.
Yeah, I know. But unfortunately, I can't do that because the only other monitor lizards I have is a baby savannah monitor that belongs to my brother. And savannas are smaller, plus we don't feel putting him together would be safe, especially not until he's at least came down around humans. But, my tegu, for example, he knows his name. I can call his name and he'll come running, and he's friendly as can be. He'll walk around the house with the 7 cats and the 2 dogs, who are not much bigger than him. And he'll just freaking, like, so one of the cats is even smaller than him, and he'll just chill out with them. He'll sit, like, he'll let the cats walk into my walk-in closet over here where I have my 3D printer and stuff on the shelf. That's his enclosure. It's one of the reasons why my bedroom is, like, over 100 degrees all the time. Besides all the lights and everything on the heat, or for the tanks, for the desert species. He's also, my entire bedroom is pretty much his enclosure. My bedroom and the walk-in closet. The walk-in closet, I can lock him in there when I need to. He's got a big bookshelf that was laid on its side and filled with eco-earth for him to use as a big box for humidity and everything. And then he's got a basking area and a UV light in there. And then he can free roam as he wants because he usually goes back in there to go to the bathroom. And he's got his water dish on the floor in there and everything. So that's what I set up for him because being in North Carolina, the humidity and the heat in my room like this, it's usually humidity is high enough, heat is high enough. I also have a Repti humidifier aiming into his stink box in case he needs a little higher humidity. He can go in there for that. But I haven't seen him in like a month. He ran out of his closet one day. I have no idea where he went. I thought he was in my bedroom hiding in my clothes closet, but he isn't. I have no idea where he went. But I think it's because he went into burmation because of the cold, because it did drop in temperature in here for a few days, and I couldn't figure out why.
Phoenix claimed, I will love to have that connection with a lizard.
Yeah, usually he'll walk over to me, like, he'll just come up on the floor right beside me, and he'll just lay his head down on my foot and fall asleep. I haven't seen him in, like, a month, though. I have no idea where he is. He's somewhere in my house, I know that much. But he's obviously alive because he's not smelling, and I know he's alive because I had just fed him. He came out to eat, drink, and then he ran off and I can't find him. But he's definitely hiding somewhere, and he's probably in burmation, meaning that normally tegus, their metabolism for the most part is not much faster than the snake's. Most snakes, especially boas, pythons, so on and so forth, they eat once every 3 weeks. So his metabolism is about the same as that, where he would eat every 3 weeks. So his metabolism, because of burmation, is even slower than it normally is. So I'm thinking he can go a month or 2 without food or water before he's going to start coming out actually looking for food and water. And that's when I'll find him again. Because right now he's hiding somewhere and I have no idea where he is. I've looked everywhere. And I mean everywhere in my house. I've lifted up furniture, lifted up beds, I've moved cabinets, I've moved everything. I can't find him. I don't know where he's hiding. Honestly, he's probably in my bedroom somewhere. I just haven't been able to figure out where. But he's definitely alive somewhere. I'm worried about him, but I can't do much about finding him if he doesn't want to come out, and I don't know where he is. But he's like my favorite lizard that I have, or favorite animal I have. Bear Roth again. I'm not looking for a Bear Roth. I'm looking for Diablos. But he's the most friendly and tame lizard I've ever seen. I want to get a Cuvier Dwarf Cayman as well, which is the smallest lizard in the world. Or, sorry, not smallest lizard in the world, smallest crocodilian in the world. Still gets 6 feet, so about the same as the Nile monitor. But they're still a lot friendlier than Nile monitors, temperament-wise. And
Phoenix claimed, my snake went 9 months without eating.
That's not good. After about usually 4 or 5 weeks of that eating, you're supposed to try to force feed them, where you kind of shove the rodent down the throat. You hold their mouth open, shove it down their throat, and then if they regurgitate it, then that's when you try not to force it. And if it comes down to it, you gotta get them to the vet and have them take a needle full of like liquid nutrition and give it to them, so that way they don't die from malnutrition. But yeah, pretty much lizards and snakes, reptiles in general, they can go a while without eating or drinking, which is weird. It just has to do with metabolism. You would think he would still need water though, but I fill his water dish and never any water is missing from it. So he's never came out from hiding, and I just haven't noticed him. He's just hiding somewhere, and he has never came out. I don't know where he is. Actually, you know where he might be? I think it's like one of the average things that's near my desk, but it appears to be in the field. I don't think you do. I don't think it's this here. He is not. I think he was there. I have no idea where that poor lizard is. I wish I knew. And keep in mind, this is like a 4-foot long lizard right now.
Phoenix claims
So there's,
it is a special snake.
there is only so many places where they can hide them. What type of snake is it? There's like only one snake that can go longer than 5 weeks without eating and not die because of it. I don't remember the exact name of it. The boas, pythons, so on and so forth do not fall into that category.
Phoenix flame, that's how long it can last without eating.
What, how long it can last without eating a python? Last time I checked, to keep a python healthy, it's every, I think every 3 weeks, 4 weeks is max normally. Sometimes if they really are refusing to eat, push it to 5 weeks, but nothing beyond that. Okay, here we go. This is what I was trying to find. This area right here. Yeah, I breed ball python, or at least I used to breed ball pythons on the side as well as the crested geckos and leopard geckos and bearded dragons. Right now I just breed bearded dragons, leopard geckos, crested geckos. I have to get a new male python. Mine died of old age about a year or 2 ago. So now I have to get some new males to breed with them. To breed with the females. Those from whatever the fucking thing's called, the outwards.
Phoenix flame, it's a constrictor snake and it was going through a growth spurt thing.
Yeah, that's the only exception when they go through growth spurts. They tend to do that. Iguanas sometimes do that too, but iguanas aren't like you. All you gotta do is like put a dish of food there and they'll take it when they're ready. Like mine doesn't even feed on, on occasion I'll give him fresh greens, but usually I feed him the pellets by Zumed and Reptibite mix. The Reptibite ones are higher in
Phoenix
fruit.
flame, it refused to eat.
Yeah, that happens when they go through the growth spurts. But my iguana, for example, when he was going through his, he did that. But iguanas, you can just put food in a dish, leave it, and they'll take it when they're ready. Like mine, on occasion, I'll give him fresh veggies, usually once or twice a week, usually mustard greens, which is the same thing I give the bearded dragon. So when I cut it up for the bearded dragons, I'll give it to him as well. But normally, things like the normally he gets the Zumed. By Zumed is juvenile iguana diet.
Phoenix flame, we got it rats and mice.
Yeah, what I do for my iguana is I give them the mustard greens, and I give them the pellets by Zumed, which are juvenile iguana diet. And I also have the ones by Reptibite, which are like little balls, and they smell like Fruit Loops. Because they're higher in sugar because they're made with more fruit than vegetable matter. So they're not as healthy. And so what I do is I do about 2 handfuls of the Zumed one, and then I mix in 1 handful of the Reptibite one. into his dish, and that's what he eats, because that way the fruit scent and everything draws him in, and he's more inclined to eat it. But he gets the healthier Zuma diet more than that. And that's how that's more or less all I have to do with Iguana. Iguana, I give him food, water, and I hold him when he's willing to let me hold him, and that's about it. Sometimes I force him to come out of the cage if he won't let me, but it usually results in getting slapped a lot and him stressing out, so I don't do it too often. But like if he doesn't let me hold him for like a week, then like let's say that's starting on Monday or Sunday or Monday, then comes Friday or Saturday, I will force him to come out of his cage, and I will literally pin him down, pick him up, take him out, and force him to sit with me to get him like some of the face time that he needs to grow up to be at least semi-tame. Because being an iguana, he's extremely aggressive to begin with, and if he won't let me do that, he won't let me take him out, still force him to sit with me, and then I'll put him back in the cage. And I'll do that about once a week if I need to. That way he's not getting overstressed. I don't even think I'll be able to fight the uplift by myself here. There's no way I'm gonna be able to do this by myself. Especially without rations and shit. And there will be
Phoenix
one
Flame.
stream as
Now
well,
that's a smart way to get it to eat.
Yeah, and I mix his diet based on what I know he likes. And pretty much put some of the fruitier, less healthy food mixed in with the healthier one to get him to eat the healthier one. Same way you would do it for a 3-year-old to get a 3-year-old to eat their dinner. Instead of here comes a choo-choo train, like, hey, you want some candy? And like mixing the candy with mixing the less healthy food with the healthier food and get them to eat it that way. It's funny, you can pretty much care for a human the same way you'd care for many animals. A lot of the same tricks can be used for human babies. Okay, let's eat something. Let's see, that'll also help with our resistance. How much better? Let's get to that.
Phoenix Flame, you need to get better armor to fight Diablos.
I know, but I'm pretty much stuck at either fighting him or Rathios right now, or Rathian. I'm even worse at Rathio. You know what? Fuck it. We'll go fight Rathios. I want to return from my thing as much, or do I need to go let him kill me 2 more times to force him out of it? I guess that's what I gotta do. Okay, let's go this way. That's real stupid. You can't run like that.
Phoenix Flame, human to animals were all the same.
Exactly. I had an argument on somebody with VR chat because I was doing that women are property joke, and I had an argument with them last night. Some feminazi motherfucker, and obviously it was a girl, obviously, came up to me, was like, women are not property, men are not superior, blah blah blah. I was like, technically men are superior, not like in every situation. There are exceptions. For example, Ronda Rousey is clearly superior to most men because she's stronger and everything in between. But it doesn't really come down to just men are superior in general. It's survival of the fittest. If I beat you, I'm better than you. If you can beat me, you're better than me, so on and so forth. And that has to do with intelligence and brain power, intelligence, and or physical strength. If you have to rely on money, others, if like you're worrying about military might, that has nothing to do with it. You need to be on your own, stronger than me, for you to be superior to me. As in, by yourself, no technology, no other people helping you, none of that bullshit, no money, none of that. It's either you're physically bare naked, stronger than me in a hand-to-hand combat, or I'm superior to you in the sense where I can beat you in hand-to-hand combat, bare naked, nothing else having any effect on it. And then in which case I'm superior to you. And that's how survival of the fittest is. The same way it is in the jungle, same way it is for wolves, same thing it is for lions, tigers, bears, or my. All the same. Humans are just no different. The only difference is we're more intelligent. And we were just happened to ended up being created or came into being with the organs to be able to talk properly. That's it. That's really all it is. Higher intelligence, able to talk. Other than that, we're no different. So what makes it have to be any? What makes you think it's any different in the sense of that, where those rules no longer apply to us because we apparently created society. 90% of what we did with society is actually just pretty much hindered us. For example, presidents, the government. A lot of the rules in the government is actually more so corrupt and pretty much serves only the people that already have the money and the power. Everybody else below them is shit out of luck. That's not how it should be. That's not how it's supposed to be. If it was nothing but survival of the fittest, well, then you have a chance to get stronger than somebody else and then be superior to them. And then guess what? You are in the running to have some control or some power. Whereas now, government, all that is it makes it so everybody else below is pretty much, whether you're stronger or not, if you don't have the money, you're shit out of luck.
Phoenix claimed, if you have the right mentality, the woman are property joke is a deeper understanding of wildlife.
Kind of, yeah, pretty much, put it that way. And in the wild, except for a few animal species, it's the same thing, women are property. They see a woman they like, they just run up to them and fuck. That's pretty much how it is. And if the woman is not susceptible, she can fight back, but if she doesn't, well, tough shit, you're gonna get impregnated. That's how it is in the wild. Humans are just different in the only sense where we're more intelligent and we think we have an exception.
This is why the middle class is shrinking.
Exactly. And humans just seem to think that, oh, we're more intelligent, so we can change that and make how we live different. No matter how you spin it, it's the same exact thing. It happens all the exact same way. It just doesn't look the same because for humans, we've had to change it. And we've had to make it seem different. But if you step back and look at any scenario, for example, like mating and shit like that, it's all the exact same. It just happens differently or in a different situation. However, it's exactly the same. Just slightly different and changed because humans have to be fucking difficult about everything. If we didn't rely solely on our intelligence and all the bullshit, and pretty much dig ourselves deeper holes and dig our own graves with the society and all that bullshit, we wouldn't have feminism, we wouldn't have racism, we wouldn't have none of this. It would be. That's why I'm always saying stuff about survival of the fittest. I don't give a shit who you are. You're not, unless you can kick my ass, you are not superior to me, and I will gladly kick your ass, just to prove it. That's how it is. You want some control over me, you better kick my ass into submission. If not, guess what? Fuck you. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you're God, I don't care, which I don't believe there's a God to begin with. I'm just going to put that out there, not to bring religion onto the channel, but I'm just going to put that out there, just for the sake of the argument. I don't care if you're God, I don't care if you're Jesus, I don't care if you're the President of the United States, I don't care if you're the Rock Johnson.
Phoenix blamed,
unless you kick
like
my
with
ass,
wolves, they're
you have
pack
no
animals,
control
but if they see a woman that they like, they will smash unless that woman is stronger than them and does not want that.
Exactly. Women are not property in general. However, if I'm superior than you, if I'm superior to you and I say you're my property, well, guess what? You're my property. That's how it is, more or less. It doesn't matter if you're a woman, if you're a dude, if you're a cat, if you're a dog, if you're an alligator, if you're a snake, if you're a freaking Hulk Hogan. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care if you're a god, for an example. If you kick my ass, you're better. If I kick your ass, I'm better. If I kick your ass and I say you're my property, well, guess what? You're my property. That's just how it works. survival of the fittest. Same thing in nature. Just because we're more intelligent does not mean the laws of nature do not apply to us. That's my argument about it. And that's never going to change. My opinion on that is never going to change. I've had somebody try to argue with me and force their opinion on me, and I'm like, and I had somebody else trying to say that opinions don't apply unless, or don't qualify and should not be said unless they are stated on fact. I semi-agree with that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. However, I don't have to give a rat's ass about your opinion. I have to respect your opinion that, okay, you have one, but I don't have to give a rat's ass about it. And that goes for everybody and anything. Because, like I said,
Phoenix
no
blamed,
person is
if the
superior to
laws
the
of
other
nature
unless
did
you
not
can make
apply
yourself
to us, we
superior.
would not die.
Yeah, if, for example, if, pretty much, yeah, if laws of nature, for example, suicide and stuff like that, that's still natural selection. Same thing that applies for other wild animals. It's natural selection, it's just adapted to how we are now. For example, our society. Bullying and all that, where you bully somebody and then they eventually kill themselves because of it, they were clearly too weak to survive because of how our society is structured. So that's still natural selection. They were too weak to survive, so they killed themselves off or died by other means, in which case, too weak to survive, you're not fit to breed and pretty much provocate your own genes and provide the gene pool, because guess what? We don't need your weak genes in the gene pool. So by natural selection, which is just a way of how the world works, they got killed off. Whether it be suicide or otherwise. Too weak to survive. Same thing like the guy in Titanfall says. I kill you, you're better. Or, I kill you, I'm better. You kill me, you're better. That's exactly survival of the fittest. That's exactly how it works. I kick your ass, I'm better. You kick my ass, you're better. And if I kick your ass, I get control of you, pretty much. I'm superior. You don't get to talk back. I tell you get on your knees, you get on your knees. I tell you go make a fucking sandwich, you go make a fucking sandwich. Otherwise I can kick your ass again and prove it again if you need to. That's how the world works. That's how it works in nature, that's how it works in the wild. It should be no different for humans just because we're more intelligent. And the only difference for intelligence goes is you're either stronger intellectually or stronger physically. That's the only part intelligence plays in. Other than that, there's no exception to the rule. Survival of the fittest is survival of the fittest.
Phoenix blamed.
Every living
Honestly,
thing has
this
to
quote
abide
is
by that.
perfect for this conversation.
Exactly, it is, especially because we're playing Monster Hunter. It has to do with survival of the fittest.
Phoenix
Your
blamed.
hunter is superior to the
Imagination
monsters
is a
that can
weapon.
kill
Without
them.
it, you will be the first to die.
Exactly. The pen is mightier than the sword. It has no limitations. So intelligence still plays a major part in it. Like, I already know I'm not all that strong. Physically, I'm probably stronger than some of the average guy. But there's plenty of people that are way stronger than me. However, intellectually, I am probably stronger than most people. Because I pretty much on my free time when I'm not streaming or playing video games, I'm studying. I'm doing research on shit. Research on animals, research on how the world works. Did you know gravity, the original Newton's laws of physics of gravity, does not apply anymore? They've already discovered that is not true. That it's something about atoms and force, if I remember correctly. It is not the force one object has on another. It's like a distortion of space is what controls gravity, pretty much. Which is why the hollow earth theory is gaining more and more relevance, because everything pretty much can be explained by the earth being hollow, and just or being cavernous, pretty much. And it's just people don't want to understand that sometimes the simplest explanation is the correct one. But yeah, it's like everything does not have to be overcomplicated. Sometimes the simplest answer to the equation is the correct one. It's just humans like to make everything more fucking complicated than it needs to be. For example, getting a relationship, it should not be so difficult. It's like, hey, I think you're hot, I like your smile, what have you. You think I'm hot, you like my smile, let's fuck. That's it. Doesn't need any more bullshit involved in that. It's like humans just overcomplicate everything. Socially, society-wise, everything. It's overcomplicated. It doesn't need to be. Alright, speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream there, guys. Because I'm going to be doing the Overwatch stream at 8 o'clock. So I need to go take a break, get some stuff done before then.
Phoenix Flame. The rich/strong people have power to do whatever they want, but laws say that you cannot do that because you do not have power.
Pretty much, yeah. And for those who didn't hear or are not able to hear the text of speech, he said the rich/strong people have power to do whatever they want, but laws say that they cannot do that because you do not have power. Technically, that is true. And that's one of the reasons why I'm saying government is pretty much corrupt. Money and power, money does not equal power, or at least it shouldn't. It's intellectual strength or physical strength. Anything else is irrelevant. If you have to rely on somebody else to back you up, to have any kind of strength,
Phoenix Flame,
you are weak.
but those rich people are usually weaker than you in physical and mental states, so they are just as easily killable as you are.
Exactly. It's pretty much the only thing that keeps them in strength is money and everything. And half of the time they didn't get that themselves, therefore showing that they have some intelligence. Usually it's passed down to them and then they think, oh, I'm high and mighty now. It doesn't work that way. You're either strong physically or strong mentally, born that way and capable of it, and or continue to sharpen your intelligence and or your strength to make yourself relevant. Otherwise, you're a weakling, and whether you may be above somebody else who's weaker than you, but there's always going to end up being somebody that's stronger than you. In which case, you are weaker to them, and therefore they are superior to you, and therefore they have control over you. By default, no human being has any control over other animals and or other human beings. That's not how the world works. You do not get to say you have the right over even an ant because you're a human and they're an ant. That you don't get to just kill it because, hey, it's an ant. It don't work that way, no. You're stronger and superior to the ant because you were stronger mentally and physically, so therefore you get the right to kill the ant because the ant is weaker than you. That's how that works. It's the same way for anything else in life. Yeah, society says you can't kill somebody because, hey, murder ain't right. Yeah, that's true. However, it shouldn't be that simple. If they wrong you and you're superior to them,
I honestly
you
believe
hold
that
their
your
life in your
ambition
hands.
is your power. If you have ambition, you will be able to do it pretty much anything.
Exactly. If you have the ambition, if you have the creativeness, you have the knowledge. Knowledge is power, put it that way. Money and all that has nothing to do with it. If you're either physically stronger or mentally stronger, and take this to heart if nothing else. Knowledge will always trump strength, or physical strength. You can always outsmart somebody who's stronger than you, using just what you have around you. You use your feet as tools, use your hands as tools, you're fighting, like, let's say you're fighting somebody in an arena, for example. Video games are a good example of that. They do it all the time. For example, in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you were fighting these people in an arena that were a lot of the time higher level than you, so therefore they were stronger than you. But in that arena, there was also those swinging blades and shit. Somebody smarter than the AI, obviously, which is the player, all you have to do is back up to the point where they start running into those things and then move. And guess what? They'll kill themselves on the spikes and everything. It's pretty much, that's a perfect example of being superior intelligence-wise. But using a video game as an analogy, but it's no different than it is in real life, in day-to-day life. Knowledge is always power. Knowledge will always trump physical strength. Which is why, when I realized, I used to work out all the time, and then I let myself go and I realized, yeah, it's not worth sharpening my physical strength. I'd rather just get smarter than everybody else. And then guess what? Any argument I get into, I can either win it, or I can pretty much just make their argument invalid, and then there's no need to continue the argument. Or, if somebody tries to fight me physically, I can easily get out of it, and or physically. Cause, in other words, I'm smart enough to manipulate somebody else into taking that fight for me. That is a perfect example of I'm far superior to them, because I'm smart enough to manipulate them, therefore I am stronger than them and superior to them. That's how that works. So, just survival of the fittest is how it is. It's the name of the game. It's how the world works. It's how it's always worked. No matter how much human society evolves, it will never change that fact. It's just kind of shift roles and how it works, or how it is. or how you see it in action. However, it is always the same thing. So pretty much, I can guarantee you, just about any average male can kick Donald Trump's ass if they didn't have to worry about like him being a pussy with like Secret Service having to back his ass up. Put it that way. So therefore, him being the president does not make him superior because he's got money and power. No, money does not equal power. He's got the money and power to have other people do shit for him. However, if he's weaker than them, I'm sure just about 98% of the people that work for him, I'm sure can kick his ass. In other words, he should be working for them and not the other way around. That's how that is. It's money does not equal power by any means. Anybody who thinks that they are tough shit or stronger because they have money, go take a walk, because or go live in the jungle for a few weeks. You try handing your money to a tiger, see what happens. Watch how fast you get your ass eaten. That's how it is. That's pretty much how it works. Money is not power. You're either smarter or stronger, or you don't deserve to survive, and or you do. In order to survive, you belong below somebody else.
Phoenix Flame. That is why the saying "the strongest men will always need help from the weak" is the perfect quote.
Exactly. The strongest men will always need help from the weak. However, they may not need the help. However, they deserve to get the help because they forced them into submission and said, "Hey, you serve me now." That's one of the things where I was saying, where if I kick your ass, I'm superior. You kick my ass, you're superior. If I kick your ass, I get to tell you what to do. Your life is in my hands now. I'm superior to you. However, if you kick my ass, then it's the opposite. You get control of my life and everything. That's how that works. That's how it always has been. That's how it always will be. That's how it is in the animal kingdom. Humans are no exception. We're all animals too. Granted, intelligent, able to do this shit with technology and all that. However, the only thing that allows humans on the food chain to remain higher than just about everything else on the planet is our technology. You take our technology away, send us back to the Dark Ages, all it would take is a lion rolling up into a freaking city, and guess what? A bunch of people are going to die unless they're intelligent enough to take up spears and everything, make weapons, so on and so forth. That's pretty much how it is. Humans got this way because we were stronger than just everything else.
It is all natural selection.
Exactly. It's all natural selection and survival of the fittest. Those born strong and smart, either smart or strong intellectually wise or strong physical wise, will always have the power over others. That's how it is. If you try to claim that, oh, you have money so you're superior, I welcome somebody to haul up and just beat your ass where you stand, or I will do it for them. Because that's, you don't have power just because you're smarter. Yeah, if you physically have the actual physical strength and or intelligence in addition to the money, then it's not a matter of you're not superior, it's a matter that you're wording it wrong, where you're not strong because of your money, you're strong because of your strength or your intelligence. So, yeah. Just for anybody who's anti-Trump out there, just fun fact, if he didn't have that, like 90% of the people working for him could probably kick his ass just fine. So technically he should be working for those people, not them working for him. Money does not equal power. But yeah, I can go on hours and hours and hours about this shit. So yeah, I'm gonna end the stream there, guys, and we will worry about trying to fight Rathalos and Diablos later on, probably tomorrow, or we may save it until Monday. So I have some other streams planned for tomorrow and Sunday, and I have or tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, and I have my little brother may even hop in because he's a higher level than me in Monster Hunter. He plays it almost religiously, along with Destiny. That maybe he can hop in here with us and help us kill him and knock him out of the way on stream. So don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Always stay positive. Always be great to each other. Unless, of course, as I was saying, you're superior to them. Well, then guess what? Fuck them. Yeah. Have peace out, guys.